This is UIW-TV, and you're watching The Fact of the Matter. I'm your host, Marie, and this is Mamo, my co-host.
How you doing?
And David, my other co-host.
Hi, how you doing?
How was everyone's weekend?
It was fun. Although I'm getting sick today, it was fun.
You're getting sick, you said?
Yes.
Are you sure it's not swine flu?
I am sure. I went to the doctor already, so yeah.
Okay. Well, David, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good. I was tired most of the time.
Okay. How was your weekend, Marie?
Thank you. I was waiting for someone to ask. I'm just kidding. It was fine. I worked. I worked a lot.
We don't care.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was just playing. Okay, anyways.
Okay, well, let's get to the fact of the matter. Today we have a little bit of everything to talk about, from politics to our favorite movie villains. And a little bit later in the show, our resident movie expert, David, is going to introduce our movie, and then we're going to talk a little bit about that. So right now we're going to go to break, and we'll have a...
Before we go to break, I want to remind our audience we have the question of the day, and that will be actually about gay marriage. What do you think about gay marriage? So we actually went around campus asking students what they think about gay marriage. So we'll be showing several responses throughout the show and see what happens and see the responses that they gave us. Okay, so the question of the day is, what do you think about gay marriage? So don't go away. Let's go to a short break, and we'll be back in a minute with the fact of the matter.
Okay. Okay, can I have your name, please?
Kathleen Waldrum.
And what's your major?
Communication disorders.
Okay, and how do you feel about gay marriage? Do you think it should be legalized?
No, I don't like it.
Why not?
Because God made for a man and a woman to get married, not both of the same sex.
Welcome back. You're watching The Fact of the Matter. Right now we're going to talk about the biggest part of President Obama's education agenda. Have you guys heard anything about that?
I have heard some stuff, although what I have heard is not clear, or at least it's not presented clear enough for me to understand what is he trying to accomplish with this. I know you have some information.
Well, hopefully I can help clear that up for you and anyone who's
yeah.
confused. It's not very specific. It's just kind of an outline. According to President Obama, this would save everyone a lot of money, the taxpayers and the government. Right now, he wants to take away this or replace subsidized loans from private lenders and directly lend the money through the government. Right now, that the government's paying the interest on our loans until 6 months after we graduate, and they also guarantee repayment up to 97%. So it's costing them a huge amount of money, and his new plan would actually save them $94 billion, according to the New York Times from April 12th.
Okay, well, I have a question here. My question will be, how is it different from whatever program is going on right now? I mean, we get loans, we get, well, there's a lot of people that get, what is it called? Pell Grants and all this stuff. How is, what will be the difference between the current program and the one that he's proposing?
Well, right now, the majority of the money comes to the students through the form of loans, and there are quite a few Pell Grants, but they're not that much money. He kind of wants to flip-flop it, and also take the money from being loaned from the banks and he's going to give the most of the money away, give it to the students in the form of Pell Grants, and they would increase every year with inflation. And it would be mandatory for students who qualify in this program to apply and take the money instead of loans. So it would benefit everyone really, and there will be some loans, but they'll be through the government. They won't be through private lenders. So there won't be any interest, and it'll be a lot more generous for us.
Oh, does this have anything to do with college students getting a free education?
if that, I mean, it's kind of symbolizing it a little bit, but it has something to do with that because they're going to give us Pell Grant money. I mean, they're going to give most of the money that comes now in loans will be in the form of Pell Grants. So.
But here comes a big question then. I know there's some people that are going to oppose to this, and they're gonna be screaming about how do you dare to give free money away, especially to students, which theoretically students are not a productive part of society. I mean, I'm not to say or to talk about bad about any students in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of students here at UIW work and go to school full time, but as I said, theoretically, a lot of students don't work and go to school at the same time.
Right.
So I know someone is going to post.
Well, right now the biggest opponents to this plan are the Republicans in the banking industry. That's really, I mean, the only ones right now. Everyone else is saying, you know, do it. But the thing is it would actually kind of look more at the long term because it helps the students not have, you know, all these loans and all this financial burden when they graduate to pay back. And so, you know, they can get into the, you know, the working world quicker and, you know, start buying their own stuff, and, you know, that will help the economy as well. And then the taxpayers not having to spend their money on this, you know, helping students pay back their loans and the interest that they're paying.
So it will be like a plan for the future too. It's like putting money away for the future.
And it yes,
and expecting those.
Some students may not want to go to college in the first place.
That's the problem. Is that a lot of the money is going to go towards this program, and, you know, what about the people who don't go to college who have to go immediately?
Well,
to work?
yeah, but didn't you say that if you qualify, it'll be mandatory that you apply for that?
It'll be if you're in school and you qualify. So, you know what I mean? A lot more people could actually go to school that aren't able to, or that think, you know, I don't want to have all these loans, you know, that they will be able to go to school. And so it's a lot better, I think.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
It sounds a little bit like too good to be true. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know.
That was exactly my next point. I mean,
college
when
is
something is
expensive,
too good, it sounds too good to be true, and then it probably is.
The only thing is that I read that were, you know, the negative side of it was that it will eliminate a lot of jobs in the financial industry. You know, as far as banking, there's a lot of the jobs, you know, in the banking world are, you know, have to do with those kind of loans, the student loans and all that. So, you know, getting them, and the people that get the money back, and, you know. And also that because government programs, they have a lot of red tape. So, you know, it takes a long time to process stuff, and, you know, it might take a lot longer than you know, the loans that we have now that we get real quick. So those are the only negative parts of it.
And a lot of employers only want to hire people that have a college degree for some reason.
For some reason.
For some reason.
That's very strange.
Anyways, between that and then I guess the only thing that we need to do is wait and see what happens.
Yeah, right. Until they give a more, you know, specific outline of what it's going to be, because it was been kind of a general, overall, like, look at the plan. So right now we're going to go to break, and we're going to talk about, when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit of a lighter subject, good and evil.
Good and evil, that's
heroes
lighter.
And bad guys.
I want to remind you before we go to break, we have the question of the day, and that will be, what do you think about gay marriage? I know that's a polemic subject, and which is when out the street, if you are just tuning in, we went actually around campus asking students, regular students, what they think about gay marriage. So this is basically what they say. Check out the answers and make your own judgment. You're watching The Fact of the Matter. Don't go away. We'll be back in a minute.